Hey guys, Michael Dream Achiever. We are alive at 5. Got another tip for you today. We're talking about 3 tips to make your social media presence stand out. That's 3 tips to make your social media presence stand out. If you're dialing with me live, type live in the chat. Give me a little thumbs up. If you're watching this on the replay, go ahead and type replay in the chat and let us know where you're calling in from. I always say calling in. Where you're watching from. City, state, country, whatever. So 3 tips to make your social media presence stand out. I got 3 tips. I got to look at them here for you because I don't know everything, but I know how to find information and share it with you. Just being a resource. Number 1, decide which platform you're building on. I actually talked about this today with some coaches. Which platform, because they're all different. They all have different rules. They all have different algorithms, and they serve different purposes. So if you're doing static posts, maybe you like Instagram a little better. If you're doing a lot of longer videos, YouTube will be better. If you're doing a lot of short videos, TikTok will be better. If you're doing phrase posts, like captions that you're creating, maybe Facebook is going to be better. So if you like the group element, this is also going to be a Facebook type of thing. So you got to decide which platform you're building on, what the purpose of your content is, and how you want to build it. So they're all different, and the algorithms change. And one of the coaches told me today that, building 2 of anything is difficult. So if you're trying to build a brand and a following on a platform, you should focus on one platform. Do it well, get a following, and if you have a platform that has a messenger feature like Facebook or Instagram, then you can actually take those people from your public posts into a private chat and have further communication with them and dialogue. If you're on a platform more like TikTok, then you need to have those conversations there and try and get them to another platform like maybe an Instagram where you can have those conversations. So depending on where you are, you may or may not need to take those people off of that platform to have private conversations more in detail about whatever you're trying to do. So number 1, pick your platform. Make sure you understand the rules and what's going to get your content boosted, what's acceptable and not acceptable. One of the things that I found out is if you're doing some type of marketing videos and you put children in them, that can be an instant ban. You can get blocked and shut down on platforms. So be aware of the rules and regulations on different platforms because it can actually make you disappear. I heard of a guy who had a big group, just tens of thousands of people, maybe even 100 more thousand people, and he got shut down, he got blocked, and his group disappeared, and he lost all the content and all the contacts and everything that he was building. So be careful of what you're doing, know what you're doing, and the changes that are continuously happening, because they can help you or hurt you, right? That's important. Decide on the platform. Number 2, I guess we covered this a little bit. Know what content's appropriate. Create a plan so you know what you're going to post each day. And create branding buckets. This is important. So one of the things I do is I create a social media calendar. This is important for you, and if you haven't heard of this concept, you should. So depending on what you're trying to do, a calendar helps if you have branding buckets, right? So what I always say is consistently add value. And you want to add value in 3 different buckets. And those buckets are going to be entertain, empower, and educate. Entertain, empower, and educate. So you want to entertain. These are the funny videos that you do, the silly things. Maybe you see some of my silly videos. We all like to have fun. Well, just about everybody likes to have fun, right? To a certain extent, some people more than others, right? So maybe you categorize these. Number 1 most important is education. Number 2 most important is empower. Number 3 most important is entertain. Or maybe if you're just a fun person, you just want to have entertain first. Most of your content's entertainment. And you empower through that and educate after that, right? So the 3 buckets. And so you don't get overwhelmed. You want to have a calendar. What do you post on Mondays? What do you post on Tuesdays, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday throughout the month? And you're going to have rotating content depending on how often you plan to post. And this will go into number 3 about consistency, but how often do you want to post? How many times per day do you want to post? And a calendar can be super helpful. And there's a lot of different programs out there for calendar. You can create your own on an Excel spreadsheet. A lot of places to get content to make this easy. But know what content's appropriate, and branding. How do you want to brand yourself? How do you want to be seen? Do you want to be seen as an educator, a motivator, someone that empowers others, someone that's inspirational? Do you want to be someone that's seen as just a massive faith inspirational person, right? That just promotes your faith or spirituality. What do you want to be known as? What's your brand? This is important if you're just trying to build a following, or if you're trying to build a business. This is important as well. You need to be branded as someone that's a resource for your ideal client, right? The person you're looking for. If you're just looking to have fun, you can brand yourself as the fun person. It's really popular now because of mental health. A lot of inspirational items, and people are known as inspirational motivators, helping people out of a dark place. So they brand themselves as that, and they provide consistent value. So this leads us to number 3, which is show up consistently and add value. And when you do that, you may find that posting once a day, or if you have a lot of free time, this is fairly simple, right? You just need to source your content or create it and then post it. Source, create, post. So if you're not finding it from somewhere else, a program that you've purchased, or modeling other people, we don't call it copying because you're not plagiarizing them. You're making it your own. If you find valuable content that you like and you want to share with your audience, you model it. You make it your own, add your own brand to it. So, and then you post. So if you have, hey, Christoph, thanks for dialing in. Appreciate having you on, sir. If you are looking to create a lot of content, for example, most of the influencers on TikTok will tell you need to post between 4 and 10 times a day. Well, if you're making 4 to 8 videos a day, well, if they're 15-second videos and you're doing 8 a day, that's really 2 minutes of your time. But it doesn't take 2 minutes of your time because you may not make it on the first run. You might make your video 5 or 6 times to get that 15-second clip. And then you need to edit it. You need to add some quotes in there. Maybe you want to add captions. Maybe you want to add some sound effects. This all adds up. So if you're posting multiple times a day, or you plan to, plan ahead. When do you have free time? And this is where we get into batching content, where you can create multiple videos or multiple contents at one time and save them and then post them throughout the day. If you all see on my own Facebook, or if you're following me on TikTok or Instagram, you'll see that I post throughout the day, usually early, lunch, and in the evening, and on top of the lives. So, but I don't create those when I'm posting them. Generally, they've been created maybe a week ago, but I post them today, so they're fresh for you. But it maximizes my time when I have free time, any day of the week or on the weekend. Schedule out a couple of hours, make a bunch of content, source a bunch of content, create the content, save the content so it's ready to go to maximize your time throughout the week. This is really going to be big for a lot of facets of just being efficient with your time, maximizing your time, the value you're going to put in. And I said this one of the other days, whatever I'm going to do, if I'm borrowing that time from my family today, it better darn well be worth it. So if I'm going to plan on committing to being consistent and showing up consistently every single day, I've got to be prepared for that. Can't do it all on the fly. Like right now, I've got notes. I found those notes a week ago, and I looked at them today, and I'm sharing with you now, right? So that content didn't just pop into my head. You've got to plan and prepare for these things, and a calendar, as I mentioned, is super helpful. So 3 tips to help you show up with more presence on social media. Number 1, pick a platform and really start with one. Know the rules, follow the updates, understand how the algorithm works and what will get you banned and boosted, right? Number 2, decide on your content, what you're going to post, how you're going to do it. And number 3, show up consistently. Batch your content so that you can post more frequently in your consistency. And a calendar on top of that's going to help as well. Create a brand, build yourself, become who you always wanted to be. This is your time. You can make it happen. This is Mike Wolf, Dream Achiever. I want to see you succeed, and I'll do what I can to help you get there. Until next time, this was Live at 5. See you tomorrow.